Hey bike farmers, thanks for clicking in. Nothing not to like about this video today. We have a very special bike here. This is a 1993 Bridgestone XO-2. In the 1993 model year, Bridgestone had the XO-1, which is a very sought after bike that had the weird Nito mustache bars on it. The XO-2, which actually came with drop bars. We'll get to that in a second here. The XO-3, which was more of a classic hybrid style bike, but still 26-inch wheels, I believe. And then the XO-4 and 5 were hybrids to compete with the mass market. Those XO-3, XO-2, and XO-1s are really nice bikes. They're all lugged steel construction with Ishawata tubes. You know, the XO-3 might be a Taiwanese bike that's TIG welded, I don't know for sure, but the XO-2s and the XO-1s were made in Japan for Bridgestone America, and they were all designed by Grant Peterson. And when Bridgestone America closed down in 1994, he founded Rivendell Bicycle Works, and my Rivendell all-arounder is based off of these XO series Bridgestones. It's essentially a 26-inch wheeled road bike made to take wider tires. So it was very forward thinking because it was like the original gravel bike. Somebody bought this bike and then had it converted to flat bars like a hybrid or a mountain bike of the time. But it's really nice stuff. Like this is a T-bone stem with Tange Prestige sticker on it here and Ritchie bars. You know, they did it right. However, it's not to factory spec, and I want to restore it back to factory spec. So I was able to source locally from my friend Noah, who actually had to sell one of these back in the day for rent money, he said, and kept the stem and bars. So this is the original Nito Dynamic 2 stem that came on this bike and the Nito dirt drops. You can see how they have a flare. It came with 7-speed Shimano bar end shifters, which I happen to have in my bins. They've been sitting around for the right project. And then I ordered these Diacomp levers. They were new old stock. They were only like 30 bucks on eBay or something like that. So we're gonna change the cockpit of this bike. It's gonna get all new cables and at least the front part of housing. And then the only other thing is this big goofy saddle. I don't have the original Avocet Touring 2, I think, saddle that came with this bike. We have a bike swap coming up. I'm sure I'll find one there. Or if you guys have one in your bins and want to send me one, go right ahead. I'm not gonna look a gift horse in the mouth, but I have this Avenir gel saddle, which I think is a decent placeholder. It's kind of period correct. Saddle's not that big of a deal. The only other thing is somebody put a kickstand on it. Usually I put kickstands on my used bikes, but this one I'm gonna take the kickstand off because it's too cool to have a kickstand. Although, take issue with that in the comments, if you will. You know, really a Bridgestone Rivendell bottle, there's nothing wrong with putting a kickstand on one, but yeah, I'm taking it off. Oh, this has the original tires, 26 by 1.5. I absolutely hate this tire size, although this bike was designed specifically to use that tire size. So once we get this thing all built up and everything, it is a size too small for me, unfortunately, but I suspect it's gonna ride great with this tire size, and this frame has clearance for some wider tires. That if I were to buy this bike, that's what I would do, is I would find some 26 by 2 supple sidewall tires and put wider tires on it, would be the first thing I did, but that's just my personal preference. I think it'll be just fine, and I'm gonna leave the originals on it for the next owner. Yeah, you guys kick back, relax, and I'm gonna get started. All right, it's not a usual video, but per the usual, get down in the low gear there, high gear, low cog, pop the wheels off and set them aside. Yeah, just look at the condition of this bike. I mean, aside from, you know, the decals being a little chipped, it's just really in good shape. Very low miles, very clean. Just needs a little bit of dusting. So as I mentioned, we're gonna replace this whole cockpit here. All of this needs to come off. I think I'm just gonna cut the cables and pull it all off, because with the aero levers and bar end shifters, you know, the housing goes all the way up and around. Actually, it'll come out here and wrap around, and then this goes all the way up there. I just don't have enough housing or cable on these bars just to swap them over. The ends of the brake cables are different. Everything's gotta get swapped out, so I'm just gonna cut it all off and set it aside. Oh, dropped my wrench. And take a little Behold furniture polish here. Just clean things up a bit. Hey bike farmers, just a quick note while there's a lull in the action. If you've made it this far, I assume you liked the video enough to click the like button. If you really like it, let us know in the comments below. And if you're into bicycle content for regular people, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you're able to support more directly, click on the super thanks button and send me some taco money. Or better yet, join the channel as a monthly sustaining member. All of these things will help grow the channel organically and give the Bike Farmer YouTube channel a strong future. Thanks again for watching. Now let's get back to the bikes. As promised. Put a little grease on the hair too. Try to eyeball it a little before cranking it down. Maybe I'll get lucky. So we've got a Nito Dynamic 2 stem, and then this is a Diacomp cable stop, and then Nito bars, and these are the flared dirt drops like I mentioned. The headset is a Tange Levine, which is a very durable, not expensive headset. If you ever have a 1-inch bike and you need a new headset, threaded, Tange Levines are the way to go in my opinion. I might make a tweak to that later on, we'll see. It feels pretty good. So I put the levers on the bars before, and this is absolutely flat. I used the workbench to make it flat, but it just seems like these levers are way too forward on the bars. So I'm gonna use this like utility knife here to act as a gauge, and I'm just gonna make a mark. Then I'll go back here to the other side and do the same thing, so I know that they're both going up the same height, and I'm just gonna raise them a bit. And to do that, it's a 4mm right through the front of the lever here. Loosen it up, get on up. These are great levers because they're super easy to adjust after the fact, but I still like to get things as close to how I think I want them when I have it in the stand and set it up in the stand. And this is a 7-speed bike, so I have these shifters, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then a ghost. So you could set it up 8 if you want to use that ghost. Some people do. But these are proper 7-speed shifters. And then we take them apart. It's a 6mm on the inside here, and it's really soft. It's an alloy, and I believe, yeah, it's reverse thread. So this flat edge I like to have straight up and down if I can. But these are dirt drops, so maybe I just kind of want them level. You know, I'm just kind of eyeballing there. And then we make it snug, just shy of Guten tight, which every single German viewer has told me in the comments is not a German word, but they're wrong, it is. Maybe it's a cultural thing that my sarcasm doesn't translate, you know? I mean, I'm like 4th or 5th generation German American, something like that. I'm the 4th generation for my little town here in Lake Mills, 6,000 people, you know? We've stuck around that long. I think it's pretty rare actually in the United States. And actually, I'm told it's not necessarily German, but you know, Bavarian or whatever that means. Could be Austrian or Polish, Transylvanian. I do like to drink blood, especially that of small children. Whoa. Just at the monthly cabal meetings. Beautiful. So I just went into the bins and found a bunch of Shimano housing with some Shimano cables. I don't think I'm going to be able to accomplish that for the shifters, but at least we'll have Shimano SLR housing for the brakes, which I'm assuming is what was put on these, but I could be wrong. So we'll find our little happy home here, find the holiest of holies in there, and then we try to get it to sneak around the bar. Come on, buddy. Oh, I think I had it. Here's the fancy poker tool that the Safe Light guy left in my van when I got a new windshield. Let's see if this will do the trick. Yeah, buddy. Ugh. Man, why is this so hard? This is the hardest thing I've ever done in my entire life. I can't even see it. Well, that was easy. Oh, I went through the wrong hole. Story of my life. All right, let's try this again. God, this is bringing back flashbacks from college. Here you can see what I'm so gall dang excited about. You know, it doesn't say it anywhere else on the thing. What's the point if nobody's gonna see it? So to get the right length, we're gonna go here, and then it's gonna be taped to the bar there, right? Like that, and come around to about there. So I'm gonna cut it right there. And that actually cut very clean. And I'm gonna mess with it anyway. That's like the best I've ever done. And this side is clean as a whistle. This is Tri-Flow. Superior lubricant. It's a Teflon-based lubricant. Another fresh ferrule. So a lot of bikes from this era came with these cable sleeves that go along the top tube here. Oh, that's missing a ferrule. I don't like that. There's no ferrule at all on that. And we could see this piece back there that says Shimano SLR. So I'm gonna cut a new length. Here, if it focuses, you can see how it's not real clean. I just kind of grab it with the tool like that and send it flying across the room. So my customers will run over it and stick in their tires, and then I can make 20 bucks fixing a flat. Huh? That's how I get you. All right, 2 fresh ferrules. You know, we might as well Do a little rust proofing. I wouldn't say it's proofing, but it's assisting, preventing. Oh man, that is way too long. You guys see that? Look at this big old flippity flappity. I don't want that. Let's see here. That better? That's better. Is it too short? Probably not once we get this ferrule on. Oh, it's perfect when the ferrule's on it. Nailed it. Okay, on the front one, we start from there. Go like that. Pretty clean, but not perfect. Ting! And here's where it says Shimano SLR. Let's put that for the whole world to see. God, I hope I didn't cut this too short. Oh, it might be. Oh, it's too short. Oh no, all of that. It's a little long. Okay, let's try this again. Oh, I think that's just about perfect. It's maybe a little long. I think once I get it taped up and everything, it's kind of, I don't know if you guys can see, but it's binding up against the stem. I want to get it right, you know? So getting the length right, you know, is just a matter of like a centimeter. And of course, if you put the stem down, then it's gonna change everything. That's pretty good. Once I get it to this point, I like to take a bit of electrical tape right at the apex of this bend. Put one there, and then kind of follow it up the bar a little bit, and I'll put one up closer to the middle, but not all the way. You know, about a ½ inch left. I go around twice, which is probably one time more than you need. So I found this piece of housing here on my bench, and I'm just using it as a guideline here. So this housing kind of follows the flats of the bars down here and then curls around back home. And so you don't want it binding at the extremes, but then again, there's really no reason to turn your handlebars that far anyway. I like it to be as short as possible, but still fully functional. And I think that's good enough for who it's for. So I take that, and I take my Hosan cable cutter, which I think is the best housing cutter, let's say. Actually, this is cheapo housing that was on my bench, and I just cut it, but I'm gonna use this to go cut a good piece of Jaguar housing. So the Jaguar housing is really good quality stuff. So I don't mind using it on this bike. If I had 4mm Shimano housing, I'd be using it, but I don't have it. And 4 new ferrules. Lube our cable. So here's the overview. We'll get this one in there. Well, this piece seems to be a little short, doesn't it? That's a little too bindy for me. I'm just gonna do it. It's a pain in the butt, but I'm gonna do it. All right, now, yeah, there's way less binding there, so. Okay, here we are, up in the truthing stand, where we tell the truth, and nothing but the truth, so help us God, all right? And I suspect that these wheels are only dirty. So I mentioned in the intro that I thought this might be, you know, the very first gravel bike. And I say that because it was a road bike made on the 26-inch mountain bike platform. And the idea was, you know, drop bars, and dirt drops they called them. And all right, I'll get you up here where you can see me. Is that better? The dirt drops, I think it was Gene Oberpriller, if I'm getting his name right, won the Czech 100, Czech 50, the Schwamagan. It's like a famous old mountain bike race in northern Wisconsin. And he won it on an XO-1 with dirt drop handlebars in 1990-ish, 1, 2, 3, somewhere around there, early 90s. And, you know, I was on one of these bikes. Won a mountain bike race. I wouldn't want to be doing any kind of like real, you know, mountain biking today is very different than what it was, but any like real single tracky technical stuff on a bike like this wouldn't make any sense. But if you have well-groomed dirt trails or whatever with some knobby tires on this bike with drop bars, you'd fly. I mean, he won it. He won this race against all these other mountain bikers riding, you know, flat bars. And the idea was, is you have a, you know, spirited road bike position on kind of more mountain bikey wheels. And so the geometry is very road bikey and the rest of the bike is mountain bikey. And I think, you know, as a pioneer of gravel roads, you know, get out and, you know, go see new things, go try new things, go to places where people don't usually ride bikes. You know, that's what gave birth to mountain bikes. And it's kind of like, this is the one, you know, the vision that Grant Peterson had for bike design gave birth to what eventually became gravel biking, which is super popular now, which is just road biking on suboptimal surfaces. And that's the truth. We're spoiled here in Wisconsin. The dairy lobby over the past century has done a really good job building us some really good roads. So even the remote country roads, everything's paved. You can find gravel roads in Wisconsin, and even more so up north. You know, there's a lot of fire roads, a lot of gravel fire roads up north. But up north, you know, there's not a lot of traffic on the country roads either. You know, the main highways, you can stay off those, but lots of paved roads in southern and central Wisconsin. And we have the best road cycling on the planet. And I absolutely do not understand why anyone living where I live would buy a gravel bike and purposely drive hundreds of miles to go do a gravel event, just to go do what they could do. I mean, you can have an amazing road biking experience right here, but why would you go just to ride on suboptimal surfaces to get away from cars and then surround yourself by a bunch of other cyclists? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. Like, I don't know, maybe I'm antisocial, anti-cyclist around here. Now, in many other places, I understand, like, to get away from the cars and to go enjoy a nice ride in the country and not be run off the road or whatever. Sometimes you have to travel a ways, or your only options are gravel roads. And then it's really nice. I mean, the modern gravel bikes are amazing. Absolutely amazing machines, the best. I think they're great. I just don't understand the trend. That's what I'm saying. But these make great touring bikes too. You know, there's bosses and stuff for racks, and you can load them up. You know, they're a nice sturdy steel frame with 26-inch wheels. Just amazing practical bikes. And built with really high quality components. They're really good tubing. They're beautiful. The rake of the fork on this bike is just perfect. It's just all the lines and everything's just gorgeous, beautiful. This bike is fun to look at. It's just the whole package, and it didn't work, you know. Nice big Japanese corporation, Bridgestone, you know, money to back it, but it just wasn't profitable. It's not profitable to make bikes this nice and this perfect or something. I don't know exactly what happened, but that's what I've always imagined, is like he did it right, but then the bottom line wasn't what it needed to be. And he gets by with Rivendell. It's great. You know, they've had their struggles like any good small business, but it's true to their ethos. And I love that. I'm a big fan. Let's make this Bridgestone a bicycle again. There is a cable guide there, and a cable guide there. Front derailleur cable goes there. Rear derailleur cable goes there. Okay, this is just kind of part of the tune-up here. I always drop some tri-flow on the brake pivots just to kind of get them nice and friction-free. Never a bad idea to drop some tri-flow on these threads too. Diacomp brakes, Diacomp levers, and a Diacomp straddle cable hanger. Alright, I'll just cinch that up good and tight there. I might make some adjustments to these brakes. This triangle is not my favorite, so I'm gonna do that, and then we'll adjust those pads a bit. So these pads are pretty crunchy, and you know, if I were to be selling this at my used bike store, I'd replace them. But since this is more of a collector type thing, restoration project, I'm leaving them because they're original. What's going on here? No, that's tight. What's moving? Okay, that took me forever to figure out, but I was missing a ferrule from these levers that I bought. I'm not exactly sure what happened, but I was able to find something that worked. And that actually looks pretty good, huh? This pad could come up a bit. This feels a little long to me. Oh, dropped my wrench. Let's see what's going on here in the front. It's the same situation. I don't like how these pads are like all the way in. And I also think they should go that way. Am I wrong about that? No, the pads go this way. They are curved. That doesn't make much sense to me, but well, maybe it does. Okay, I am going to slide this down a bit. Not much, just like that. Then I'm going to shorten the straddle cable a bit. Whoop. And something's binding. Well, it was working a second ago, and now it's not working again. Maybe we just need to add some tension. So to add tension, it's a 13 millimeter back here. We turn that out, and that really cranks on things. Tighten that down. Yeah. Do the same to this side till we find the happy medium. Front's a little looser than the rear. I think we'll pick up some slack over here. Pick. That's really good. Got some one-step cleaner and lubricant here. A little bit of rubbing the front derailleur up here in the high. It seems to be a cable tension issue. She's starting to take shape. I think I want this like that. I mean, what a bike, right? It's gorgeous. I'm gonna take it for a quick test ride before wrapping the bars. It actually kind of fits. Yeah, this is a fantastic bicycle. I mean, it handles great. So this might be the first time I like 26 by 1.5. Oh, what a nice bike. Yeah, smiles for miles on this one. Stem's a little crooked, but look at that. I have like it's just got a cool look. Just a really cool bike. I'm a big fan, big fan. Looking at it on the ground, I maybe could have left these levers where I had them originally. They're really comfortable where they're at for me. And I'd have to like redo a lot of things to move them back, but not sure that was the best decision. So normally I would never in a million years choose white bar tape. It just has never made sense to me. But these bikes came with white bar tape. So I happen to have a roll, or a package of 2 rolls. I had some on the shelf. So here we go. Well, that's it for this one. Bike Farmers, what a bike. If this was a size bigger, I'd be keeping it. I'd keep it for the rest of my life. This is very cool, a cult classic. Yeah, I mean, it's just so original and in such good shape. It was tricky to get these levers to work. I don't know, it shouldn't have been that tricky, but it was. And a lot of it I just didn't put on camera because I just wasn't having fun. But the rest of it is great. These bikes are built so well and with such good components that they really are a pleasure to work on. And everything just works really, really good. It's that extraordinarily practical bike and decent performance. You know what I mean? Like, it really just works. It's just super smart, nice and durable. I absolutely love making content like this. Between this and the Renee hearse I got to work on last month, it's been a pretty good winter so far in the Bike Farmer studio here. I don't usually see bikes like this. This one's been sitting around. This one I picked up this summer actually. You know, it's been sitting around and I've been waiting to get the parts and waiting to make this video. So it was a lot of fun for me. I hope it was a lot of fun for you. I assume if you watched to the end here that you enjoyed it on some level. And if that's the case, please give it a like. Leave me a comment below. Let me know what you think. Share it with your friends. Do all of the things. If you really, really, really super liked it, send me a super thanks. It's taco money. Run across the street to El Mariachi, get myself some tacos campechanos. So good. Or consider a monthly sustaining membership. You can join right here on YouTube. It's like all the other guys that are asking you to go to Patreon, but you can just go right here. You don't have to click out of this platform. Google's got everything you need. Yay, YouTube. But for yourself, so you have everything you need, click that notification bell so you and your bikes can stay tuned.